All right, so move on to the next segment. We're going to pivot over here to the world of boxing, and I'll be sharing my fight summary on the fight that took place last night in the sport of boxing between Vergil Ortiz Jr. and Erickson Lubin. So, last night in the sport of boxing, we saw Vergil Ortiz Jr. successfully retain his interim WBC Super Welterweight Championship, defeating Erickson Lubin by knockout in the second round last night in the sport of boxing. So, I'll be sharing my fight breakdown on what happened in the short 2 rounds between Vergil Ortiz Jr. and Erickson Lubin. And also hang tight for those that are watching and listening to the end of this video of why I do believe Vergil Ortiz should fight Jaron Boots Ennis next in the world of boxing, because it has to be done. But honestly, my thoughts on this fight, guys, I think Vergil Ortiz Jr. had the better game plan against Erickson Lubin. And last night, I think Vergil Ortiz was the smarter boxer. He was the stronger fighter, the faster fighter. Had the much better game plan between himself and Erickson Lubin in that fight last night for the interim WBC Super Welterweight Championship. Now, round one, Erickson Lubin was active going after Vergil Ortiz. Once Erickson Lubin felt the power that Vergil Ortiz was displaying, and went all downhill from then, because I don't know what the hell happened. He started boxing off the back foot, wasn't aggressive, and once he got pinned on the ropes, he had no intentions of getting off the ropes. You cannot be stuck like glue fighting a dangerous knockout fighter like Vergil Ortiz, wanting to be like Muhammad Ali on the ropes. No, Erickson Lubin, you are not that guy. But as I digress, I said last week on the game plan for Vergil Ortiz, for him to pin Erickson Lubin up on the ropes. I said that was going to be a pivotal game plan. If Vergil Ortiz could do that, he's going to be a shark that smells blood in the water. Now, did I think that was going to happen in the second round? No. But it happened. And when that started to happen, Vergil Ortiz was just an animal, a ferocious beast, because he started landing the dangerous, powerful shots when Erickson Lubin's back was pinned up on the ropes. He landed 3 straight overhand rights and basically had Erickson Lubin knocked out on his feet. And the referee had no choice but to wave off the fight, stop it, and Vergil Ortiz got an impressive knockout victory to send a message to every fighter that is at this super welterweight division in the sport of boxing, which in my opinion is the most stacked and most talented division that the sport of boxing has to offer today. So another chapter has been written at 154 with Vergil Ortiz getting an impressive knockout victory here. And the copy box stats, Vergil Ortiz landed 25 out of 41 punches for the 2 rounds that this fight lasted for, compared to Erickson Lubin, who only landed 7 out of his 26 punches in the 2 rounds that the fight lasted for last night. Now, again, I'm not sure why Erickson Lubin, someone that was so confident, someone that believed that this was going to be one of his last big chances in the big scene in the sport of boxing, why would you have a game plan like this? Why would you be stuck like glue on the ropes? I just don't understand it. Round one, he was fighting toe-to-toe with Vergil Ortiz, but once he felt the power, I think that's where he went into retreat mode, and he never moved around well after he felt the power of Vergil Ortiz. There was barely any head movement. Bad game plan to weather the storm on the ropes. Now Erickson Lubin has suffered his 3rd career loss. He has not won the big one. He has not been a world champion after having an impressive amateur record before turning pro. If you date back now to 2017, he lost to Jermell Charlo by knockout in the 1st round. You date back, what, to 2022? Yeah, 2022, where he lost to Sebastian Fundora by TKO. Now you just lost against Vergil Ortiz Jr. I don't know how many more big opportunities are going to present itself at the super welterweight division for Erickson Lubin from here on out. And it's unfortunate because he is a good fighter, but he just can't adapt to the big lights and the big moments against big opponents. But moving on with Vergil Ortiz Jr. is now 24-0. 22 victories come way of knockout. I honestly believe that Vergil Ortiz Jr. is the next big thing in the sport of boxing. I mean, he's got 2 big wins at this division since moving up to 154. Israel Madrimov, who is a former world champion, had an impressive victory against Israel Madrimov earlier on in the year, and then just defeated Erickson Lubin by a big knockout victory in the 2nd round. So impressive in that fight. But I think 2025 has honestly taught me a lot, and Vergil Ortiz has taught a lot to you guys out there watching and listening, the boxing community, of what he's capable of and what he could look like as a future world champion in the sport of boxing. Now, mega fight on the way. It has to happen next. It has to. This is honestly the perfect time to have the big mega fight between Jaron Boots Ennis and Vergil Ortiz Jr. There's no reason why we should not get this next at 154. This is the perfect time. Jaron Ennis just had a perfect first round knockout at his debut at 154 a month ago in his hometown of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Vergil Ortiz just had a strong second round knockout against Erickson Lubin last night in Dallas. What are we waiting for here? And the build-up, the face-to-face build-up just felt so right between two boxers that are solidified to be two future stars in the sport. And to me, this is honestly the biggest non-world title fight that boxing is going to see in 2026 since Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia shared the ring with each other in April of 2023. It's a 50-50 fight between Jaron Ennis and Vergil Ortiz Jr. Both are explosive. Both are powerful knockout artists. Both have great, intelligent boxing IQs. And Jaron Ennis it's going to be styles makes fights because Jaron Ennis is a really good defensive, skilled fighter. And how's that going to match up against Vergil Ortiz's relentless offensive style? Like, these are questions that need to be answered. Who's going to win the counter-striking battle? Who's going to be the aggressor? Is somebody possibly going to get knocked out? Like, these are the questions that boxing fans are looking for. And honestly, I like both guys a lot. I don't even have an answer who would win that future fight right now between Jaron Ennis and Vergil Ortiz Jr. That's how evenly matched it is. And I would have to do more digging, more dissecting on film to see who would win that fight between each other. But I will say this to close it out. There's no way that Vergil Ortiz Jr., his camp, and Oscar De La Hoya should want to pursue anybody else right now. Because all four of the champions at this division are occupied right now. All of them are occupied. So there ain't no way that we should not see this fight next. I don't want to hear Vergil Ortiz Jr. say, I want to fight Errol Spence next. No. No. Yeah, maybe one day if Errol Spence is active again in the sport of boxing, but off the rip for Errol Spence to fight after that 2.5-year layoff, after suffering that knockout victory against Terrence Crawford, no. You fight the best youngster, the best fighter that is available to you. Errol Spence hasn't even had a fight at 154 yet. That's how long ago it's been since he's fought. So you don't get that Cowboys fight. You don't get that fight against Errol Spence at AT&T Stadium at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium next. No. You go and fight Jaron Boots Ennis next. I don't want to hear the team, Oscar, anybody try to duck or play yourself out of this fight financially. No. This needs to be next. And if anything, for Errol Spence, a perfect fight for him to come back to is to fight someone that's had the same layoff as him, Jermell Charlo, who we last saw fight against Canelo Alvarez back in 2023. If anything, if you're a matchmaker, you would have an event with try to have a event with DAZN and the PBC where you have Errol Spence and Jermell Charlo in the co-main event, and then you have the new stars on the block, Jaron Ennis and Vergil Ortiz in the main event, with the winners fighting each other. That's how you do business in boxing. Not, Vergil gets an impressive knockout victory, but you want to fight someone in a 2-year layoff that's never fought at this division. No. This needs to happen next. Jaron Ennis versus Vergil Ortiz, the time is now. But that is my fight summary on the fight that took place last night between Vergil Ortiz Jr. and Erickson Lubin.